Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Magnussen, Stroll, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Sargent, Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Gasly, Russell, Sainz, Perez, Ocon, Joe, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. Here we go then, the formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
You've got P12, Lando ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Russell behind. Our gap behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 6. seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Now use DRS. DRS now available. De Vries is ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 0.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:49.6. Okay, you're dropping back by around 4/10 a lap. Give it everything you got. Okay, you're in the top 10. P9, you're running P9, keep going. Bottas is ahead of you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. De Vries is behind you now. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 11.6 seconds. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, 12 laps to go. Bottas ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 0.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The last lap time was a 1 minute 48.2. And you're closing by 4 tenths a lap. Keep it going. Norris is behind you. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 1.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1:47.7. Pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance. Sargent's ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 6 laps old. Time last lap was a 1 minute 48.9. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.5 seconds. It's Hamilton ahead. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1:49.7. Right, you're closing in by around 1.4 seconds a lap. Okay, Bottas behind. Okay, push, gap to the car behind, 1.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 49.7. to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.1 seconds. Green flag. That's P5, you're in P5. Hamilton's ahead of you, and gap to the car in front is 1.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Magnussen's behind you. They're on old mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 16.3 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, 7 laps to go. Ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The car ahead has some front wing damage, but it's not losing too much pace yet, just be aware. Time last lap was a 1:50.8. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap, amazing. Good work, we're in P4. It's Hamilton ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Stroll behind. Okay, they're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 16.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. All right, 6 laps to go now. Gap to your teammate behind is 3.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 10th place. Your last lap time was a 1:50.5. Okay, gap ahead is 1.6 seconds. Just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Hamilton's ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 1.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old now, and the time last lap was a 1:48.4. Right, you're falling back by 1/10 a lap. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 1.7 seconds. Magnussen's behind. Okay, car behind trailing us, 4.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 12 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:49.3. Okay, last lap time was a 1:48.4. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 8.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 9th place. The last lap time was a 1:49.9. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Fourth position. It's Hamilton ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Bottas is behind you. Okay, gap to the car behind. 5.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 17.4 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 2 laps left. Next time by will be the final lap. not stay behind this car for too long. We need to get past. Okay mate, this is the final lap of the race, final lap. Verstappen behind you now. We're leaving the car behind by 6.6 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs, and the time last lap was a 1:48.0. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Hey, ole, ole.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Well, that wraps up the sprint. All that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.